Oh, Jeffrey, I've been wondering how you've been.
I've been good.
I've been thinking about you, man.
You too.
I've been wondering how you've been. Welcome to Sumb Reading, and today we will be starting off with the absolute classic of a story, Jeff the Killer, which actually took some time to find, as it was deleted from the Creepypasta wiki due to quality control. So if that's not a sign of things to come, I don't know what it is. All right, so I think I'll start with this off. Let me introduce. So we also have my sister here. She'll be reading. Make sure to talk, project, so like
right.
everything
Who will
can
I
be caught.
playing?
We don't know yet. We'll come up with that as we go along.
All right.
All right, I'll start us off. Ominous unknown killer still at large. Oh wait, excerpt from local newspaper. Oh, that makes sense. I thought some man on the street was yelling it.
A
Excerpt
little kid
from
with a newspaper, like, ominous unknown killer.
Hear ye, Jeff the Killer on the loose. Excerpt from local newspaper. Ominous unknown killer still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. Kate, how would you like to be the little boy?
Alright, let's see what I can do.
Alright.
I had a bad dream, and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy.
I'll narrate. Says the boy.
I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to go back to sleep.
Oh, they said it. Oh, wait, no, it says try to get back to sleep. Aw, man.
That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There.
Why are you reading this like a like a chill, not like chill, someone trying to be chills.
Yeah.
Right.
This kid is chills before in the little ray of light illuminating
the
from
little
between
ray
my
of light
curtains were a pair of two eyes.
Oh no, I would be scared too if there were two floating eyes.
Two floating eyes in my little ray of light. These weren't regular eyes, they were dark, ominous eyes.
What's the difference? Is it like a slight glare?
They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand. His entire head of hair stands up like a scared cat.
he gets he gets shocked and his like skeleton shows.
The figure stood there watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, Alright, do you want to be Jeff the Killer, or are we gonna fight over this? Do you want me to be Jeff the Killer? Should we compare our voices of Jeff the Killer?
Go to sleep. What would your Jeff the Killer voice be?
I feel like he wouldn't be able to talk really well, so I'm gonna like do it with my hands like this the entire time. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, I like the Scottish accent and the combined, so you should do that.
I honestly feel like it was more like, alright, you know what, I'll make it up and we'll stick with that. Alright.
One thing I don't understand about this is that kid was about to go to sleep, so why is Jeff trying to kill him anyways?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you saw that Tooth Fairy movie from like a long time ago.
What?
There's a connection.
Okay. The one with...
And basically the Tooth Fairy would like kill you if you weren't actually
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one with like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. John Cena. I was like, I don't remember John Cena killing people in that movie.
It wasn't John Cena, it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It was Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No, but like he just comes and like checks if you're sleeping. If you are, he'll be on his merry way with his ominous eyes. Anyway, we're taking way too long.
Talking about the logistics of Jeff the Killer.
Alright, start that paragraph again.
Alright. He said,
go to sleep.
I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. What? He pulled up a knife, aiming it at my heart. Oh no, he jumped on top of my bed.
Why are you reacting to your own commentary?
I feel like this kid would be doing it at the police station.
Isn't he like 5?
In my mind, I'm setting up the scene myself, so when it says... I thought the window was closed and Jeff was standing outside of it.
I thought he was in the closet.
Was he not in a window? All right.
Oh, between the curtains. Okay.
Between the curtains was. All right. I think
Okay.
he said the window was open, but I assume the little boy closed the window before going back to his bed.
On his fingers like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Like Jeff tried to get in. The kid closes it. He's like, yeah. Oh my god, this video is gonna take
This
forever.
is so long. We're at the beginning, like 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
Alright. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around trying to knock him off of me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw his knife and it went into my dad's shoulder.
Yeah, my dad took the knife and stabbed the man. Easy.
I thought he was talking about his dad first, like his dad just had a throwing knife and he was like, yo, get off my stuff. And Jeff was like, ugh.
That was his defense. We're living in Britain.
The man probably would have finished him off if one of my neighbors hadn't alerted the police.
Already? Are they the police? The sheriff lives next door.
Alright, they drove into the parking lot and ran toward the parking lot of your house.
Is that what they call it in Britain? 'Cause I'm starting to...
Should I have been
Unless
reading this
again
in a
we're
British
living
accent?
like near a police station, like the neighbor is the sheriff, and they live like a teacher lives in a school.
They drove into the parking lot and ran
Don't
towards the
do
door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. Sorry, I was trying to imagine what that looked like. I looked out it to see him vanish into the distance. He teleported away. That's the one thing they don't include in these Jeff the Killer stories.
This is teleportation. It happened when he burned his eyelids out.
I can tell you one thing. I will never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes and that psychotic smile. They will never leave my head.
Police are still on the lookout for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department.
Well, it's gonna be hard to find him if he could just teleport away.
All right, I'll narrate. Let's go.
All right.
Jeff and also there's like no break between these. This is still this is still in the newspaper.
The newscasters are
Jeff
just
and
telling his
fam-
entire backstory.
Jeff and his family moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods.
We are
That
way
maybe we
off
should-
topic. Yeah.
Maybe we should move on. Jeff and his brother Lou couldn't
Who
complain
spells
though.
Lou like that? Let me just. Sorry, going off topic again, but
Parents
Lou...
who named their kid Jeff the Killer.
Full name Jeff the Killer Woods.
Oh my god. Couldn't complain though. A new, better house. What was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of their neighbors came by. Hello, she said. I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son. She turns around and calls her son over. Billy, these are the new neighbors. Billy said,
Hi.
and ran back to play in his yard. You can be Jeff's mom.
Well, I'm
Said
Margaret.
Jeff's mom.
And this is my husband Peter. And my 2 sons, Jeff and Lou. I'm imagining her as like an infomercial.
And for only $19.95, you too can get your own Jeffrey Woods.
You can give birth to a son who is in fact a killer.
They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Okay,
This is really fast.
Well, come on over. Sure, I'm sure.
One of them is a future killer. That's that woman's fault that she didn't think of that.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Nothing.
I'm sure it'll be a happy birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object, and then their mother said that they would love to when Jeff and his family are done packing. Why are those 2 different sentences?
When Jeff and his family were done packing.
Oh wait, no. When Jeff and his family were done packing,
I thought
Jeff
that was
went
a
up to his
period.
mom. Yeah, so did I. It's
All right.
the creepypasta wiki.
That's our
or
fault. We're the
creepypasta.
stupid ones so
Yeah,
far.
I'm sorry. Although I have noticed like a tense swap or 2, so you know what? I feel like it cancels out PEMDAS. Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb
You
kid.
sound like Harry Styles.
I don't know what he sounds like. Anyway, mother,
He sounds British. Jeff!
said his mother.
We just moved here! We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors! Now we're going to that party and that's final!
That country.
I don't know what that was.
Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at the ceiling when suddenly, he got a weird feeling. Not so much a pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as some random feeling.
Is it not a random feeling?
He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to go get it.
I'm guessing that's his feeling to murder someone, which is weird.
No, he's a completely normal child as of now. He had
this
no
is just a
previous
random
problems.
feeling, yeah.
it's puberty. That's what turned him into a murderer. Jeff's an incel. The next day, Jeff walked down the stairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there eating his breakfast, he once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging
I think he's
pain.
having a heart attack.
Yeah. Slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Lou finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus. Then, all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them.
That is so sick!
It's awesome. How awesome is this kid that just jumped them on a skateboard?
Right.
Or how short is Jeff?
Now Jeff, in my mind, Jeff 2'3", Scottish.
Well, I don't know what his accent I gave him was, but like, he jumped over them, so this is both of them. He jumped Lou and
Christ.
Jeff.
I'm rooting for this kid. This
Only
kid's
inches
awesome.
above their laps. Oh, so they're like on a bench and he
Oh, they're
jumped.
sitting somewhere. I
That
guess.
might be even sicker. He jumped a
Yeah.
whole bench,
Oh my god.
and they both jumped back in surprise.
I love this kid.
Hey, what the? Oh wait, is this Jeff?
I think it's Jeff.
Hey, what the hell?
Lou hasn't said a word. I assume he just can't talk in this
Okay,
story.
so that's what we'll assume for now. Hey, what the hell? The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with
he
his.
just landed after Jeff spoke, so he jumped over them, and then it took enough time for Jeff to say, "Yo, what the hell?" And then the kid landed.
And caught it with his hands. The kid He
He kicked that skateboard up and caught it with his hands.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know skateboarding well. This kid is like the sickest.
No,
kid
he
that's
bounces it and just catches it with his hands.
Ever. I still
like
find it sick. He's
okay.
sick.
The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wore an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans.
I saw ripped blue jeans, and I assumed that at some point he would rip Jeff's clothes off. I saw ripped blue jeans.
Stop, no.
No, this isn't that kind of story. Let's move on.
Alright, you want to be one of the bullies?
Yes, I'm gonna snap up to him. Well, it looks like we've got some new meat.
Fresh meat. Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was skinny and the other was huge.
The only characteristics we need to know: skinny, huge, good at skateboarding.
The other two aren't because they're skinny and one would break the bar.
Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. This here's Keith.
Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have.
Jesus, this kid just teleported into the scene, and they're already like, this kid's skinny and has a stupid face.
He's got a dopey face, and he looks like a sidekick.
And here's Troy.
They looked over at the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard.
Jesus Christ, Jeff.
This kid looked like he had to exercise since he was crawling.
Let's go back to the Jeff the Killer picture. With his black eyes and his giant
That's not
teeth.
him right now. He's a super hot 13-year-old.
The hottest 13-year-old to ever walk the earth. Alright, it's the first kid. And I'm...
Said the first kid.
Am Randy.
Oh, of course he's named Randy. Sure.
Now, for all the kids in this nursehood, there's a small
stop
price
snapping.
for the bus fare, if you catch my drift.
You're also, like, constantly yelling.
Well, you told me to project.
I said project, not... And I am Randy.
Well, I assume everyone in the story is ultra dramatic.
Well,
so...
they probably are, but, like, I feel like the audio on this is just gonna be, like, me... And then they're like the audio mixing. It's just gonna be them turning it down for you and then having to turn it up.
A small price for the bus fare if you catch my drift.
A bit louder.
This is the most stereotypical bully. He's like, give me money for the bus.
He's even got sidekicks.
A kid who looks exactly like a sidekick, apparently.
He's got the two Cruella de Vil sidekicks.
Jasper and the fat one.
And the one who looks like he hasn't exercised since he was crawling. Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of this kid's eyes.
You guys were the ones that insulting him, and then he was like,
They
"Yo,
didn't, they didn't
pussy."
say anything. He just demanded money.
Well, in their heads.
They just thought that. When one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I had hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way.
Didn't Lou just stand up?
Lou just stood up, and this kid's like, tisk, tisk,
Like,
tisk.
what if he had to stand up to get like his wallet out of his back pocket?
He was like, "Oh, sorry, let me pay that bus fare," and then his friend pulled a knife out, and he was like, "Well, you should have done it the easy way. Now we're doing it the Randy way."
It's my way. No, that doesn't make sense because he's Randy.
It's the Randy way or
the
no
highway.
way. Alright, where were we?
The kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. See, what if he was?
It was in his pocket, so we...
Jeff got that feeling again.
Oh my god.
It's still puberty. He's liking watching it. Now it was truly
What if it's
strong.
like lust?
A burning sensation. He stood up. Baloo gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. He shortly got stabbed.
Weren't you the one to stand up in the first place? Now he's like, "No, Jeff, don't stand up."
Well, he didn't know he'd pull a knife on him for standing.
Okay, good point, good point.
Listen here, you little punk. Give my bro's wallet back or else. Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife. Oh! Jesus.
Everyone in this neighborhood has knives on person.
So this is either Britain, but my bigger guess is because they're American names. I'm thinking, like, if you look a little bit to the left, you see Pennywise. This is like Dairy Maine.
This is Dairy Maine. That's the new thing. And what will
Dairy Maine is like a Stephen King bully, and he pulled out. I'm sure Randy has a mullet.
I'm sure. Yeah. New fan cast is just it's bullies from It in my head now. Except one of them is huge. Alright. Oh, and what will you do?
Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose.
I thought it said Jeff pooped the kid.
As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it.
Jesus, in one foul swoop? Am I saying that right?
Fell.
In one fell swoop.
Earlier.
Right.
Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand.
Right.
Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick.
Too quick.
This is foreshadowing for his superpowers where he can overthrow anybody who fights him except a 5-year-old.
Except for this 5-year-old child.
He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Wow.
This is escalating a lot. They just moved into the neighborhood.
They lived in like what's a dangerous Seattle dangerous? Detroit. They moved from Detroit. Where are we actually? Oh, we're in Dairy, Maine.
Oh, right.
The most dangerous city in America.
They just moved to a fancy neighborhood, so I assume they're moving from like the worst scrum of the earth into this fancy neighborhood.
Michigan. Oh man, we're taking way too long.
We're like at the beginning. Alright.
Jesus.
It's already been 19 minutes. We're like 1/3 into the story.
This was an estimated runtime of 23 minutes. We're not even close.
We'll see.
Keith dropped the knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him to it, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He punched Troy straight in the stomach, and there was just a hole left. And Troy was dead. And Troy went down. As he fell, he puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement.
Was Troy the
at
fat
Jeff.
one or the skinny one? I need to know.
He's the fat one who looks like he hasn't exercised since he was crawling.
Then how did that hit affect him at all? I assume it just went to his massive stomach.
He countered it like King K. Rool in Smash. You want to be Lou?
Sure. Jeff, how'd you...
That was all he said. They don't have it cut off. That's his full sentence. There's punctuation and all. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing. So they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to school...
They ran all the way to the school.
I mean, it can't be too far. Dairy, Maine is a small town.
Right.
They didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought of his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. Katie, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies now.
The heebie-jeebies, I'm gonna have nightmares. Yikes!
Zoinks!
Zoinks.
As he got that feeling, he felt powerful. It was the urge to just hurt someone. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He knew that strange feeling. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day
I'm
of
still
school.
trying to shape this into my mind as like lust, so I'm assuming they're all gay, very obviously, and Jeff is like internally homophobic. But he finds out he's gay for Randy. I could rewrite this story and it'd be like 10 times better if we went for the gay for Randy version.
Even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore, he felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day, April."
Was that your ominous voice?
It was a wonderful day. Next morning, he heard a knock at the front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door. His mother was looking back at him with an angry look at the door. Also, his mother was looking back at him with an angry look. You can't... Ever heard of a thesaurus?
Jeff, these officers tell me that you attacked 3 kids! That it wasn't regular fighting and that they were stabbed! Stabbed, son!
Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knives on me, Lou!
Oh, am I the cop?
I'll be the first cop. Son, said one of the cops, we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach.
No!
And we have witnesses proving you fled the scene, scum. It doesn't say. Now what does that tell us? Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked, but there was no proof that it was not them who attacked first. There's also no proof that it wasn't them who attacked first.
But were there witnesses?
Wasn't there witnesses? They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing because, truth be told, they were. So you could say that you were fleeing. Oh, weren't fleeing.
Yeah.
So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou.
Son, call down your brother.
Jeff couldn't do it, since it was him who beat up all the kids. Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up those kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me.
I'm just so strong with my rippling muscles.
My 13-year-old.
My 13.
So, did you know that I could teleport?
He starts just bragging about all of his accomplishments. He was like, I didn't even need that knife. I just punched that fat kid to the ground.
If you cops double-cross me...
You're going down, too.
The cop looked at his partner and they both nodded. Well, kid, looks like a year in juvie. Can you... What are these guys? I mean, they're not executioner, but they're judge and jury, apparently.
Yeah. Wait!
Says Lou. They looked up to him, see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them on the...
Jesus!
Okay, so we're definitely in America.
It was me! I beat up those little punks! Have the marks to prove it!
He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises,
Did he
as
cut
if he was in a
himself?
struggle. Yeah, he was trying to save Jeff, so he found Randy and got another fight. He was like, the police, I know you've called them, beat me up. Here, have a knife. Just give it back.
Son, just put the knife down.
I'm the cop.
I wanted to say that one, deal with it.
Said the officer. Lou held up the knife and dropped it to the... Why did he hold it up and then drop it?
To
He
make
wanted
it more
be
dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume everyone in this family is dramatic is why I'm doing the infomercial mom voice and Lou being like, it was me!
He put his hands up and walked over to the cops. Is that, like, necessary? No, Lou! It was me! I did it! Jeff had tears running down his face. This is you.
Oh, alright. Huh, poor bro. Trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away!
The police led Lou out to the patrol car. Lou, tell them it was me! Tell them I was the one who beat up those kids! Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulders.
I feel like this is a confession like 5 times over.
It's like, there should probably be a trial.
Yeah.
Like, for assault.
For a kid who
But
was
like,
stabbed.
I'm imagining it's like they're a shot in a movie where their dad's getting taken away. It was like, and then the day my dad got taken away, and the mom is like solemnly.
Yeah, I
putting her
imagine
hand
Jeff
his
on the
shoulder.
floor on his knees, like, tell them it was me. It should have been me.
Alright, you're up.
Alright. Jeff, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Lou. You can stop.
Obviously, Jeff's mom has a favorite.
Yeah. He was like, she was waiting for this opportunity. She was like, no, don't worry, Jeff, it's fine. We're good.
He did it. I was a witness.
Yeah, that's better.
I saw it happen.
That's like it was better in jail. Don't worry.
That's like Lou was well, I'm pretty sure there's like Lou the killer or something, or Lou.
Everyone hates Lou in this story. They're just speeding and taking him to jail as fast
I'm mad
as they can.
I'm mad about the tent swap. Jeff watched helplessly as the car speeds off with Lou inside. I hate this story. That's the same sentence. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the, well, it says driveway, but I'm gonna go with parking lot. Seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong.
I assume the police officer was his dad, judging how many times he called him son in their one conversation.
He took him next door to the police station, then came back.
Alright, you want to be his dad?
Yeah.
Alright.
Son, what is it?
Why is he singing?
Because he's also dramatic, just in a different way.
Oh, you're right.
Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news.
Bad news. Like, she's honey, it finally happened. They finally took Lou to jail.
They finally got Lou.
I want an entire story about them trying to frame Lou for a bunch of different crimes.
They hired Randy.
They hired Randy to beat him up just to get Lou arrested.
Seeing that his parents are both shocked, sad, and disappointed, he couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou, and it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind.
They easily accepted it was Lou. I don't think he has anything to worry about. They very calmly accepted that it was Lou.
2 days went by with no word from Lou at JDC. He got thrown in real quick.
Everyone in the store hates him. They sped off to put him in jail.
No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday, when Jeff woke up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face.
Jeff, it's the day!
She said as she opened up the curtains and let light flood into the room.
It's Lou's execution!
What's today?
Why? It's Billy's birthday!
I didn't get to read. How are we gonna
I'm
know who said it?
I'm sorry, I was so excited for that sentence. Go ahead.
Jeff, as he starts, wait, how are we supposed to know that it was Jeff? He has no defining voice.
He totally doesn't sound like Harry Styles in a Wattpad fanfiction. Why, it's Billy's birthday party!
He was now fully awake. Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after... There was a long pause.
Jeff...
Shh, there's a long pause.
Oh, sorry. Jeff, we both know what happened. We both accepted this fully. I am very heartbroken. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past few days.
This 6-year-old's party.
Now get dressed.
Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up.
He's punching himself in the face.
Get up! He pulls a knife.
On himself. Bop.
He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up for an 8-year-old's birthday party. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit.
No, I think they're just celebrating the fact that Lou's not there anymore.
He thought, why would they ever wear such... Okay, so at least it's not just us. Why would they ever wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party?
Son, is that all you're gonna wear? It's Billy's birthday party, Jeff. I don't think you understand this.
Calm down. Said Jeff's mom. Better than wearing too much. He said... I made it sound like he said that as like a punchline to a joke. He said his mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hit it with a smile.
Does he know that? Can he read her mind?
No, we're from an outside perspective. That's why we got a news story.
Gotcha. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression.
I'd say a bad impression, honestly.
Yeah. That was his dad. You have to sing that.
Seem pretension. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression, said his father. Jeff grunted and went back upstairs. I don't have any fancy clothes.
No, you have to
he
yell
yelled
that.
Downstairs. I don't have any fancy clothes, he yelled downstairs.
Just pick out something,
called his mother. He looked around the closet for what he would call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. Why do you have the dress pants and no, top?
Yeah.
He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts. Yeah,
Wow.
that seems fine. Honestly, it might be better to wear jeans than just one of those shirts. None of which go with dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie he put on. Oh, he did it.
Oh, no.
He put it on.
This reminds me so much of Insanity, because,
Oh my
they just
God.
built off that story, and now I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember it. And the girl in Insanity put on a full red dress to go to Billy's birthday party.
Oh my God.
So anyways, we have to say it at the same time.
You're
wearing that?
They both said. His mother looked at her watch.
No time to change, we gotta go!
You're telling me it's 8 o'clock. Wait, watch. You're telling me it's 8 o'clock. We're gonna be late for Billy's birthday party. Dun, 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 dun. She said as she herded Jeff and her father out the door with with the horse she was riding on. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door, and it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. Okay, what's going on? As they walked inside, Jeff could see were adults, no kids.
This
so
is not
was this planned?
this is not Billy's birthday party. What is going on here?
Let's see, that's you.
Oh,
Oh wait, no, that's me, I forgot.
Oh, right.
The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them? Said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes. You're wearing dress pants.
Wait, there's a
already.
theme that they were not aware of.
Yeah, it's business formal and cowboys.
Business formal cowboys.
Costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. In this universe, I'm guessing that it's a good thing they have plastic guns, because I'm sure if you checked one of their pockets, they got a
knife in there.
switchblade. He might as well be standing at a Toys R Us. Suddenly, a kid came up to him
Kids
and
run around like cowboys at Toys R Us all the time, or?
No, it's a bunch of plastic guns.
Oh.
Jeff doesn't know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and a hat.
Hey, mister, wanna play?
He said, "Oh, no, kid, I'm way too old for this stuff." And then the kid was scared by a British person. The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face.
Please?
Said the kid. Fine. Okay, well, he was convinced pretty easily.
Yeah.
Said Jeff. He put on the hat.
Alan's yelling for toilet paper.
He put on the hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kids. At first, he thought it was totally ridiculous.
Right.
Alright, so Jeff, he put on a hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kids. But, I mean, in Dairy, Maine, you don't really, next door they're probably not pretending. At first he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. It might have not been super cool, but it was the first time he had actually done something that took his mind
Now,
off
what
Lou.
if this actually, turned around and it's about Jeff coming back from depression after, his brother was put to juvie? And he was like, I'm finding shooting at kids very relaxing.
This is when he realizes that burning sensation has been...
Murder. Hopefully not lust.
It might have not been super cool, but it was the first time he had done something that took his mind off Lou. So he played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise. Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on skateboards.
What?
Oh, I thought the rolling noise was them rolling Troy. That's how they busted through the fence. They pushed Troy.
They pushed Troy.
Man, they're invading an 8-year-old's party.
We're ignoring the fact that these kids jumped over a fence with skateboards.
You're telling... Well, no, I think they probably... No, jumped over the fence on their skateboards. Wow. You're telling me Troy did that?
Nah, he too fat. He got
Jeff
stuck
dropped
on
his-
he got stuck on the fence and he popped.
Jeff dropped the fake gun and pulled out a real knife. And Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred,
fiber
a burning
refused to his
sensation.
head.
Fiber refused to the head? What does that mean?
Hello, Jeff, is it?
He said.
We have some unfinished business.
Jeff saw his bruised nose. Oh, I think we're even. But they have there's no quotation. No, this is just. No, it's unfinished. I hate whoever wrote this. There's so many tense swaps that I haven't mentioned because that would actually take forever and it might actually kill me.
Faster
but
than ever.
there's no quotation mark there. I think I'll do it anyway. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you took my and you
the crap out of you.
and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes.
Oh no, I don't go for even, I go for winning. You may have kicked our buttses that one day, but not today.
As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff and they both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him.
Should we use like sound effects too?
Bang!
Boom,
Pow!
pow.
Womp! Jeff pushed Randy off of him and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled what? Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
I'm not surprised anymore, actually.
I hate making jokes that come true because it just means that whoever wrote this is so dumb that my legitimate joke is their actual story.
Alright.
This is you.
Alright. They said, all of them?
You're all of the bullies.
No one interrupts or guts will fly.
They said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff. Does he not get a gun? Everybody else does. And stabbed it into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell on his knees. Randy was kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it, causing Randy to fall to the ground.
I'm surprised that Randy's ankle wasn't immediately broken by Jeff twisting it.
With his huge, massive biceps. And why haven't like Troy or like Keith like shot? I guess. I mean, they pulled out the knife. Guns. Obviously, they're willing to do something. Causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him.
Need some help? I'm fat.
That's not the line.
I know.
He picks Jeff up by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door. Jesus.
Troy might be fat, but he's strong.
Yeah, I guess all that. I guess it's not fat. It's just like weirdly placed muscle.
He didn't have anywhere to put the extra muscles.
They just like go out.
You look at him and he tenses up, it hardens all of it into
it like
pure
stretches him back out and he grows like 6 feet and now he's like super muscular. He threw him through the patio door, Jesus. As Jeff tries to stand, he's kicked down to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood.
Come on, Jeff, fight me!
He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen.
Why
Randy
are all
sees
these children throwing each other?
Why are they so strong?
Yeah.
Randy sees a bottle of so maybe it's not like an unfair world where like Jeff the Killer's like super strong because that one 5-year-old fought him off.
Yeah, like,
I think everybody's just equally strong. There's like Krypton, but like Dairy Maine Krypton.
Right.
He picks Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and
out
smashes
on the counter at this like 6-year-old's birthday party.
Well, all the adults are inside and they're all dressed up, and smashes the glass over Jeff's head. Jesus Christ, you're gonna kill him! Do you know how hard a vodka bottle is?
Fight!
Who said that?
Maybe Randy.
Fight. It's their parents. Because
they're all around them like, fight! Come on, Jeff, get up!
Come on, Jeff!
His parents are like, you're disappointing us, Jeff! Come on, fight him!
Come on, Jeff! Get him!
Get him!
He throws Jeff back into the living room. Christ!
Come on, Jeff, look at me!
Jeff glances up, his face riddled with blood.
I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and now you're gonna sit there and let him rot in there for a whole year! You should be ashamed.
Is it really like letting him rot in there?
Yeah, if it's only a year. I don't think they would let him rot in there anyways. They're like, oh yeah, I think that kid died like 6 months ago. We'll just leave him there.
It's not like he has a life sentence in juvie. Jeff starts to get up.
Oh, finally, you stand and fight.
Jeff is now to his feet. Oh! Like, sometimes they just stand out too badly. I gotta mention them. The tense swaps. Is now to his feet. Blood and vodka. Is this happening, like, right now? Is this the hear ye kid reporting live?
This kid is reading this out.
Blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling.
We're just going to go up and kiss Randy.
The one which he hasn't felt for a while, since the last time he saw Randy.
Alright, wait. Jeff has lusty thoughts about Randy. Finally, he's up!
Says Randy, and he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. He takes his penis out and shows it to Randy. He's 13.
It's also Jeff the Killer. So
Katie's got a burning sensation in him. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone.
All he can do is kiss Randy so hard.
All he can do is kiss Randy.
Kiss.
Like if we take out these two L's and then he
grabs Randy.
Actually, no, I was about to say.
Pile drives him to the ground.
I was about to say let's take out he grabs, but like let's not. It's he grabs Randy and Pile drives him into the ground. He gets on top of him.
Oh my god.
And punches him straight in the heart. It's a euphemism.
Oh my god,
he punches him in the heart with feelings.
I'm not surprised his heart is disintegrated after that punch though, so.
The punch causes Randy's heart to stop. I'm actually slapping my knee.
I don't know what I was expecting, you know what?
I mean, you said it.
I know.
As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him. He's gonna kill him. This is like that scene in Invincible. Punch after punch, blood, and Jeff is probably as strong as one of them, from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies? Jeez.
Here, let me do Randy's final dying breaths. And then he's like, Jeff, I always loved you.
And then Jeff starts crying.
He's like, Randy, no. He kills himself after Romeo and Juliet.
Everyone is looking at Jeff now, cheering.
They're like, yes.
The parents, the crying kids.
They start lifting Jeff up and like cheering.
They've all been tormented by him. Even Troy and Keith like lift him up. Even Troy and Keith, although they easily break from their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Which, I mean, at this point, maybe it's slightly more reasonable, but why do they have guns and where did they get them? Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind. As they let out their final bullets, Jeff ducks into the back. It's so hard to ignore the tense swaps.
If I was interested in the story, which I am not, it would take me out of it, but the writing sucks, so I'm not in the story anyways. It's like two negatives.
How did this ever get popular? Like way back when?
Because Jeff is so hot. Also, it's the hidden gay story we've been needing for years.
Oh yeah, it got popular because of pride representation. Let's see, where were we?
He grabs the towel rack.
Wait, what?
He grabs the towel rack and rips it off the wall.
That's not hard to do. I've tried hanging off like a towel rack once and it just fell. Like I was.
He hasn't. He got smashed over the head.
He probably used like one hand. Oh yeah, he's also like not in a good state.
He used a pinky.
He blew on it. Troy swings his knife at Jeff. Why not shoot him?
I think because their last bullets were used.
Who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, really hard, breaks the floor because Troy's so fat.
If you didn't notice, Troy is kind of heavy a little bit.
He is more agile than Troy though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He's more agile than Troy.
I'm guessing because he's not fat.
Oh my god.
Considering how much emphasis they put on how fat Troy is, I'm guessing that Keith is like the skinniest man to ever live. So Jeff is gonna be like, and
he's gonna blow.
All of his bones are gonna break.
He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall.
Wait, Keith.
Keith? We're getting a redemption? A thing of bleach falls down on top. Why do we keep bleach in the bathroom? On top of the top shelf. It burnt both of them and they both started to scream.
Wait, is Keith gonna become Jeff the Killer too? He's gonna get his skin bleached and then
the skinny homicidal maniac.
Keith the skinny homicidal maniac.
Jeff wiped his eyes as best as he could. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile.
He let out an ominous smile.
Don't remind me of the tense swaps. I'm gonna scream. Like, and that's not the only bad writing. Do you remember that minute when he was like, it broke his psyche? The only thing, it was so pretentious too. What's so funny? Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on.
What's so funny?
He said.
Is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol.
Which don't really burn. Well, I mean, they burn you themselves.
Well, this world is a combination of Krypton, Dairy Maine, and Britain, so I guess anything can happen here.
I mean, it's not Brandon if it's Derry, Maine. It's
Have
just
you
one or the
heard
other.
our voices, Chase?
No, it's just coincidence.
Oh yeah, then every single character is British. Gotcha.
Only Jeff is British.
At the end before he died, I think I turned Randy British for a minute.
Jeff's eyes widened, so wide that he no longer had eyelids. And
They fell
girls
off.
started thirsting after him. As Keith threw the lighter at him, as soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his
The bleach bleached his skin?
The bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible screech as he caught fire. He tried to roll out the fire, but it was no use. The
Stop,
alcohol
drop,
had
and
making him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. This is a pretty intense fire stunt. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire. No, it wasn't. Well, I guess maybe kind of makes sense. Dropped to the ground. Nope, now it's lost its sense. Nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out.
I feel really bad for Billy. He was having a cool party with cowboys.
Poor Billy, dude.
Yeah, and then this kid gets stopped a man's heart with one punch, and then gets
It was
lit
a
on
couple.
fire.
Oh no, he did stop it with one punch. He killed him with like 3 more. When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. We're at 50 minutes.
We haven't even gotten to we got to the killing part, obviously.
We're somewhat close.
He's just becoming Jeff the Killer right now, I guess.
He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized that there was some tube in his arm. When he tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in.
That's a really flimsy tube. Honestly.
Obviously wasn't attached too well.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said as she put him back on his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother.
Honey!
Is this like this is gonna be like Johnny got his gun and he's not gonna be able to sense a thing?
Honey, are you okay?
She asked. Jeff couldn't answer yet.
He was like, wow, how do you want me to answer that? My lips
No,
are
I mean,
sealed.
like, I'm going with the Johnny got his gun thing. He's not going to be able to talk and
Right.
barely hear, can't feel
I thought we were
anything.
talking about how his entire face was wrapped up with bandages.
Oh, yeah. Honey, are you okay? His face was covered and he was unable to speak. Yeah.
Obviously. Alright, oh, sorry. Honey, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to, this has to be much more disappointing. They decided to let Lou go.
Oh, honey, I have great news.
Yay. Unfortunately, you killed Randy after he confessed to the police, so Lou's gonna be set free today.
Wait, did Randy... Wait, who admitted...
Randy
witnesses.
confessed of trying to...
No, that Randy confessed of trying to attack you.
Wait, Randy
Isn't-
told the police that witnesses told the police that
Randy
confessed
confessed to
of
trying to
attack.
attack you.
Does that mean Randy told the witnesses
I thought
and then
Randy
they
was
told
dead.
the police? I'm guessing this is before.
Also, the criminal system in this universe is like insanely quick. He's just out.
Right.
This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm.
He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you'll two be able to be together again.
Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes.
She smothers him.
The next couple... I'm giving your name to Lou. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. And then came the day his bandages were to be removed. His family were all here to see what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover of his face was almost removed.
Let's hope for the best,
said the doctor. the game show host doctor, apparently. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Lou and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. What? What happened to my face?
Honey, you look like Harry Styles!
Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked into the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face, it's horrible. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
His face was turned into a pure white color. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess he was bleached. I don't know.
No, that doesn't make any sense. He was on fire for like a good amount of time.
Yeah, good point.
And his hair singed from brown to black. That doesn't make any sense. If you were born Yeah, have you seen Freddy Krueger? That's what he would look like. He shouldn't have hair. And if he's gonna burn his eyelids off later, like so easily, why didn't the fire burn his eyelids off right now? Also, why did it make his lips a deeper shade of red?
Well, at least they described it more awful than like in Insanity, because she was just like, "Oh, you have black hair now. You're so hot."
Oh man, 50 minutes. We're almost at an hour. What was this supposed to be? 23 minutes? He slowly put his hand to his face. It had sort of a leathery feel to it. He looked back at his family, then back in the mirror.
Jeff,
said Lou.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad, said Jeff. It's perfect!
Huh?
His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and his hand were twitching.
Who is this? Jeff, you okay?
Okay. I've never felt more happy. Ha 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 ha! Look at me.
You sound like a surfer dude. Wait, you sound like the dude from SpongeBob. That's who I was thinking of.
It's perfect, Mom. High tide.
High tide. Oh.
Yeah, they have it typed out as ha 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 ha.
Oh. He
Look
starts
at me.
singing.
This face goes perfectly with me. Yeah, it matches how much you suck. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity, snapped. It's so dumb.
I do remember that.
That's so dumb. What caused this? I'm pretty sure I got what caused it.
Yeah.
There's not many facts. Was it the shoulder stab? I'm guessing it's the shoulder stab.
I think it was him moving, actually. The change was too much for him.
I think it's when his lover died.
He killed his own lover.
Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know.
That sentence made no sense.
It's so dumb.
Left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know.
That is, his parents didn't know. That's so dumb.
Doctor! It's my son!
Where did that come from?
I saw Doctor and I had to go into that.
Said Jeff's mom.
Is my son alright? You know, in the head?
This is also you.
Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken large amounts of painkillers.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's the reason
I'm
why.
sure, the laughing and like talking about how his burnt off face, which it's not even burnt off, it's just like
slightly
pure
altered.
white. Maybe he is racist.
It's perfect.
You guys didn't see we cut this part out because it wasn't funny, but like we were talking about how Jeff
this part out too?
No, this is staying in. We were talking about how Jeff's probably like racist. And like his family's probably racist. And now he's like talking about how it's perfect because he gets to be like ultra white.
If his behavior doesn't change.
Honestly, his whole look, it looks like he's like a clan outfit.
Oh my god.
He's got the black and tan eyes.
Maybe that's why his family were so surprised. They're like, Jeff, no!
Oh yeah, they're not racist. They're like, no, he was already racist. Now he's ultra racist.
If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test. This is not the after effect of painkillers. Alright. Oh, thank you, doctor.
Jeff's mother went over to Jeff.
Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go.
Jeff looked away in the mirror. His face still formed into a crazy smile. "Okay, mommy." Ha ha ha! His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes.
Oh, the receptionist.
"This is what came in," said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and the white hoodie her son wore. Ooh. Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together. Why did they tailor his clothes? Jeff's mother led him to the room and made him put his clothes on, and then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to the sound. We're almost done. We're almost there. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to the sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked in the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks.
Jeff, what are you doing?
Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. "You want to know how I got these scars? My brother was in juvie. I couldn't keep... Okay, now we're back to the actual thing, which I had to mention because this sounds... It's so dumb that like maybe you wouldn't have known. "I couldn't keep smiling, Mummy. It hurt after a while. Now, I can smile forever. There's, no, the rest of this is a quote, because actually it seems like up until, oh my god, it seems like up until the next paragraph this is all a quote, because they never ended, so I'm gonna read it like that. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed in black.
Jeff, your eyes!
Her eye... Wow. His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. You're not always going to be like looking in a mirror also.
Yeah, how are you going to see yourself every
just
second?
let yourself blink. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane.
This is when she's seeing that, not when she stopped that kid's heart with one punch.
Now everyone here is strong. If she were to punch him, he would
Good
die.
point, good point.
What's wrong, Mummy? Aren't I beautiful?
That's a good point. Everyone's so strong. Why do they need knives and guns like they carry it around all the time?
Oh my god, we're at the final stretch.
Yes. Yes, son, yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face.
She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep.
Honey, get the gun.
That's your first option? I guess that's everyone's first option. Is
Second option, punch them. And they'll just like...
you pull out a gun. If that doesn't work, get your switchblade. And if that doesn't work, stop their
punch
heart.
the hole through their stomach.
Why? They're gonna shoot their son? How did that hold up in court? Like,
Well,
Your Honor, he cut a smile into his cheeks. He was an incel. He was turning into the
I feel like
Joker.
he should be dead already. It said he nearly died when he fell to the ground while on fire, and now he's just cut into his face and cut off both of his eyes.
He's fine.
You're right,
He's
sorry.
immune to fire now. It's like taking like small bits of poison or something, or like
It's like a vaccine.
Yeah.
Alright. Mommy, you got
No, she stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway, holding a knife.
Jeff.
Mummy, you lied! That's the last thing they hear, as Jeff rushes them with a knife, gutting both of them. His brother Lou woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up. Before Jeff's hand covered his mouth, he slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou thrashed, here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said. Just go to sleep.
We finished it! We finished it!
Let's take a... So,
oh my god, did you
final-
see the top comment?
No, oh my god, we're not looking at comments.
I want to look at the comments!
What are your final thoughts? We're just about to hit an hour. What are your final thoughts? I think it's a classic, a masterpiece.
10 out of 10.
10 out of
Honestly,
10?
I've never had it.
I would have given it a 1 out of 10 if it wasn't such a moving pride story.
Oh yeah, the gay plot was very...
The gay Romeo and Juliet. It was very nuanced. It was very...
It's what we need in this age.
It's what we need in this age. It's more Jeff the Killer X Randy's.
We're reading these comments.
We're not reading
Top comment, Jeff, go to sleep. Me, OMFG, you beautiful. Jeff, what?
Oh my
Me,
God.
date me please. Jeff, WTH, WTF, just go to sleep. Me, oh, okay. Jeff, it's finally my time.
We're not reading.
Go
anymore.
down.
I'm not reading any more comments. I hate that. Why is that like the top comment? Do they have like a ranking system? I'm not.
Jeff the Miller? What does that even mean?
Anyway, so yeah. Any final words?
I'm gonna be having nightmares tonight.
I've
Yikers.
certainly been shook. My shivers have been timbered.
My shivers are timbered.
And as for my final words, Katie, go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
We'll see you next time on Some Dumb Reading.
We're gonna go to sleep.
Maybe.
Bye.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, depends. Is Jeff gonna kill us?
See y'all.